Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the post-game show after the game that was between Melbourne and Collingwood. The Pies get in, they get out with the win just by the barest of margins. Now, there's a lot to unpack, of course. Ultimately, we got the win. We take it, we fucking run from those wretched conditions at the G, and we bank it, and we go into the bye, and then we reset. That is the narrative of that game, and that's the way it will be. What we're going to do for the post-game show, guys, I know while you guys are just warming up and getting a nice cup of tea to sort of celebrate a really, really positive end to the first half of the season, I'll allow you guys to fill up the waiting room. I'll put the link in the chat now. We're going to do the player ratings first. I'm going to pin the message, so if you want to join, you go into the Discord with that link, and then subsequently there is a YouTube live stream voice channel, and just jump into the waiting room. Make sure you're muted until it's your turn, and then once you've been asked to kindly jump on the main stage, then you can have your say, and we'll let you cook. So we'll start with the player ratings, okay? While I'm talking, guys, let me know who you want to talk about, and we can go from there. But I'll start with the first player, but I'll do my introduction and all that sort of stuff, okay? We'll go advanced interceptions. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the player rating directly. Or maybe we'll start that one fresh. That's probably not the right wording. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the player ratings right after the game between Melbourne and Collingwood. We get the win. It's a hit and run sort of situation to a certain extent. We were able to capitalize on some critical moments, whereas Melbourne didn't. I will cover that throughout the week and sort of identifies and really paints the picture as to the difference between a side that are in the bottom half of the ladder versus a side that is right up there for premiership contention. So we'll dive in deeper and go from there. But let's start. Obviously, we're going to pick 5 or 6 Collingwood players, so the chat are going to dictate that the direction we go in. But I'll start with Jeremy Howe. Now, there is Josh, thank you, baby. Josh Dacos won that Neil Danaher medal. That's great. He was integral to the win and setting up the game for us. But if there was another medal that we could curate and put together, which we will, it's going to be called the Manny's medal. I know it's halfway through the season, but I think we need to start putting together a medal that we follow. The Manny's medal. So if you got, most of you know Manny, right? Manny comes onto the show week in, week out. And we are going to do a 5-4-3-2-1 system. 5 best on ground to 1 point being the 5th best on ground. This player must exude assertiveness, passion, and desire. Really simple, okay? So any guesses as to who will probably get the votes there? We'll stick around and we will go through that at the end of the player ratings. But let's start with Jeremy Howe. Game high. Was it a game high? It was certainly a team high. Yes, it was a game high by far and away. Intercept possessions. 14 intercept possessions. 12 contested possessions as a defender. 2 contested marks. This guy is by far and away our best defender. You've got Jeremy Howe, you've got Billy Frampton, and then as far as key position, I've got Darcy Moore as my 3rd most important defender for Collingwood right now in the key position. How you want to read into that? Look, we'll dive into Darcy Moore, I'm sure, throughout the post-game show and throughout the week, because there's some concerns there, I'll be honest. And, it's not all sunshine and lollipops here at Pies Footy. If there's something we need to highlight and address and discuss as a community, we will do that. But yeah, for me, Jeremy Howe was Collingwood's best player on the ground in terms of impact. He ended up having, as well as all those intercept possessions, he had 26 possessions, 21 kicks, nearly 600 meters gained, 5 tackles, a bunch of 1%ers that we will celebrate as well. He gets a 10 out of 10 for mine. There's no arguing, okay? The next person we're going to talk about is Scott Pendlebury. You guys remember that centre bounce moment. It's unbelievable how he's able to navigate at his own pace within the contest, and it's timeless. And that's why he's 37 years old and is still able to play to the highest level. 29 touches, 3 clearances, 2 goal assists, which is crucial. anything on the advanced meters that we like from his game. 4 inside 50s, 6 score involvements in a game where there wasn't a bunch of score involvements, then that's a good return at a 90% disposal efficiency. He also slowed down the game late in the fourth quarter when we needed to. Himself, still side bottom, finding that uncontested possession dominance. And we really did control the outside game. Melbourne punished us by way of the contest. I think we were minus 30 in the contested possession realm, which is plain and simply not going to cut it towards the final series, but call it a glitch in the matrix. Is that a good term, guys? I'm not too sure, but it's not something we want to be a common theme. That reminds me of 2023, where we don't win many stats, where we just win the game, and we sort of did that today. But if it wasn't for players like Scott Pendlebury, we wouldn't be celebrating this win together right now. Oof, she's hot. Scott Pendlebury for mine, 8.5 out of 10, guys. Get your ratings in. So I gave Jeremy Howe a 10 out of 10. Scott Pendlebury gets an 8.5 out of 10. And we have a $10 donation from the great man, Ben Zero. Defensively, pretty typical Pies. Didn't do as much near offensively. Still, this part's cut out. I can't see it all. Still ground another team over the game and kept them to a beatable score. Still thought the D's are... I'm sorry, I can't see the rest of that donation, Ben, but maybe put it in a chat so I can read it out again. But thank you so much. We'll move on to the next player. I thought McStay, and he didn't have a bunch of touches, didn't have as many ruck duels, maybe. I mean, he wasn't certainly noticeable as much in the ruck, given he was against the likes of Max Gawn. But, you know, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, he had a lot of moments against Van Rooyen and maybe Petty in the ruck. But most importantly, he had those 2 goals, which were clutch, early in the game, and then in that fourth quarter, that massive contested mark, which is why we have him in the side, and Manny will be, he'd be loving this right now because he was bullish on getting him back into the side. A lot of fans probably, or some fans like myself, probably thought maybe give him till after the bye, but look, he was fit, raring to go. He had 6 touches, 2 goals, 2 marks, just crucial in moments, and that's what these experienced players are in the team for. We'll give McStay a 7 out of 10, and you know what? If he doesn't have those crucial moments, he doesn't get a rating, but I had to include him for those critical moments within the game. So a 7 out of 10. The next one we'll talk about is Steele side bottom, 25 touches, a couple clearances. What is the advanced statistical category saying regarding Steele side bottom? 6 intercept possessions. I thought, like I said with Pendlebury, late in the game, there were moments. I remember when, was it Beau McCreary? Guys, do you remember in the chat? Late in the game, Beau McCreary had the ball coming outside of our defensive 50. You might not notice this, but it's a big moment. Steele Sidebottom puts a nice shepherd just to impede Cozzy Pickett from applying that relentless tackling pressure that he applies in pretty much every game. If that doesn't happen, Beau doesn't have the opportunity to take 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 steps to get to where the game was in that moment. So that was a big moment for Steele Sidebottom. I just trust him so much. Trust him with my life. He's so reliable and just finds a way to impact the game no matter where he plays. And for that, I'm going to give Steele Sidebottom an 8 out of 10. We must give some flowers to Darcy Cameron. 6 intercept possessions. I think he finished the game with, was it 4 intercept marks? Let's see. I don't have the stat here. But anyways, he had a bunch of intercept marks in defensive half. Max Gawn had his moments and he was great in the ruck. But around the grounds, I thought Darcy Cameron had a really strong impact. Had some really brave moments on that wing. Pretty much 2 sequences in a row. And he was really good. So it's just a perfect picture today. When you go up against a tap ruckman, one of the best tap ruckman, and to be fair, Gawn does a lot around the grounds, but I thought Darcy Cameron really matched him around the grounds and maybe got it just over him with those intercept marks. And that's just a perfect image today, just showing what a ruckman can do if tapping isn't their forte, their go-to. So real big ups to the big man DC. I'll give him an 8 out of 10. And look, there's a bunch of players we can talk about and we can go into the negatives, but the player ratings, I sort of just... if there's enough players to celebrate, we're going to lean towards the players who did really well. So don't kick up a fuss. We will highlight the players who were maybe they're a little bit they've been a bit disappointing and whatnot. We'll talk about that throughout this post-game show. We'll talk about that through the week. We'll do the analysis, so we'll do that. But a player who's coming up quite frequently right now is Isaac Quaynor. And defensively, the one percenters, the efforts, the ground ball contest, I thought Isaac Quaynor was really competitive. Had 5 intercept possessions. Look, the numbers aren't going to reek of greatness from Isaac Quaynor today. How many touches do you have? 25 touches. He's finding the footy. I don't know if there's been a tactical change in the way he approaches the game, but this is the guy that we saw in 2023. His run and carry, he's finding targets. Like we've been talking, guys, this has been brewing for a few weeks now, hasn't it? We've been talking about how Q is just lifting and lifting and lifting, and today is another really good step. He's showing some class and being in that young contingent of players who are bringing the club forward beyond the Pendlebury's, the Sidebottoms, and the Howes. This guy needs to be what he is right now, particularly in the last few weeks. Guys, let's do the fun part, Manny's medal. So for those who are joining now, we are starting a medal to follow in the player ratings. It's called the Manny's medal. Simply, we want this player who wins the medal at the end of the season to exude, assertiveness, passion, and desire, which is pretty much the emulation of Manny, the great man, one of the fan favorites in the Pies footy community. So let's go from 1 till 5. So 1 being the 5th best player in the field, and 5 being the best. So let's go. Who gets the 1 vote, guys? Let's cook this up. Let's be as quick as possible so we can get into the post-game show. Who gets the 1 vote? And I'll jot this down. It needs to be unanimous, of course. So let's be sure of where we're at. So 1 vote goes to who? People were saying Q was sensational. Oh, IQ, by the way, he gets a 9 out of 10, just quietly. Come on, guys, help me out in the chat. Pendles with the 1. People are saying Pendles with the 1 vote. What else are we saying? Yep, Pendles, okay. Come on. Put on a poll? All right, I'll do a poll. Let's do that. And what I'll do is, because just so we don't rush this, I can just clip this up post-production. So Pendles, who gets Quaynor maybe we'll put in there. Can I move? I can't. Add option. Who else can we talk about here? Or add in here. So we got Pendles, Quaynor, maybe Darcy Cameron's in the conversation. Maybe we'll do 3. We'll do 3, 2, 1, guys. I think 5, 4, 3, 2, 1's a bit overkill. We'll do 3, 2, 1. So this is for the 1 vote. Who have we got? DC, Pendles, Quaynor. Who else is in there? That's probably Josh Dacos, I guess. He's probably going to get more than just the 1 vote, but we'll add him in there. All right, so those are the 4 options for the 1 vote. All right. Ned needs a little more polish, and he's the next Swanee. And sometimes, look, what you get with Ned is what you get. What you see with Ned is what you get. He's not going to be the cleanest kick by foot. He's never been that. But where he excels is his tackling pressure and his ability to handle. And he's sort of finding himself in forward 50 opportunities as well. So it seems pretty unanimous at this point that it's Pendles. We'll give it another 10 seconds and then we'll keep it rolling. DC is nearby. Oh, I forgot to... Jeremy Howe. Surely... I forgot to include Jeremy Howe, but surely he gets more than the 1. All right. Let's end that. That's Pendles 1 vote, so I'll put that here. Pendles 1 vote. Okay. Can I end this poll? Start a poll. Okay. I think I'm going to have to go onto the YouTube stream. Oh, I can end it here. All right, cool. All right, so 2 votes. We'll go Quaynor, Howe, Sidebottom, and Jacos. Guys, I can only enter 4 options. So if you think Darcy Cameron deserves votes, just let me know in the chat and then we can consider that. But that's who I've got for 2 votes. Quaynor, Howe, Sidebottom, and Josh Dacos. Where was Billy? Thought he would have a breakout. Billy. Billy. Which Billy are you talking about? Billy Elliott? Billy Frampton? You mean Willie? What are we talking? This one's a close poll, guys. So Josh Dacos leading at the moment for the 2 votes. Give it another 30 seconds. Jeremy Howe and Quaynor right there as well. DC was good. Elliot, you guys reckon Elliot? But Matt's saying Elliot. He was a little bit quieter, but the service in the forward 50 wasn't there. Woody, what's going on, mate? What a good game, mate. Good win. Hey, take it where we can. We'll look forward to seeing St Kilda post by, mate. Good stuff. Look, Tony, it is hard to call unless we see the stats. So you have 2 options. One, you use your eyes and make a judgment based on the impact you felt they had throughout the game. 2, open up the AFL app on the desktop or on your phone. Okay, so it looks like Jeremy Howe is getting the 2 votes. I'm a bit disappointed, guys. I can't lie. I would have thought Jeremy Howe gets the 3 votes. I'm a bit disappointed in the community. Are we really going to settle? Are we going to settle for Howe for 2 votes? You sure any of you want to change your votes to a Josh Dacos? Or are we going to give Josh Dacos the votes? Or are you guys thinking Quaynor? Anyhow, all right, whatever you guys. Jeremy Howe it is, 2 votes. For those who didn't vote, aren't voting Jeremy Howe for 3 votes, you better have a good reason. You better have an explanation for me because that is disappointing. All right, so now we add Sidebottom, Quaynor, and Jacos. Sometimes you guys disappoint me. You know what I mean? Give it to Josh. Peter says, played our worst game of the season, yet still won. Good sides win ugly. Mark says, crazy. How was best on ground? I know. You guys, if there's a player with their name that finishes in Dacos and he has a good game, you guys give him the votes. Come on. Disappointing. Make me sad. All right. Josh Dacos, 3 votes. Whatever. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's the player ratings. We're going to move on to the post-game show. Go Pies. Whatever. All right, jump into the Discord. Yeah, whatever. All right, let's go into... Ella Malaka.
What are you doing?
Talk to me. Come on.
Take the 4 points and get the fuck out of there and go to the bye and reset. Get the 4 points and get the fuck out of there and go to the bye and reset. If we lost that game tonight, I would have been fucking peaking. Exactly what I told you was happening was fucking happening. Cosy Pickett running right by himself. Nick Dacos getting fucking held. The message has to go fucking out to the fucking umpires. That's not fucking football. He's getting fucking held. I want to fucking stop. That's not fucking football. It's a fucking disgrace. It's not fucking gridiron. You can't hold him like that. Even the commentators were talking about it. It's fucking disgraceful.
What do we do?
We lost that fucking game.
What do we do? What do we do about Nick Dacos being held?
The football manager or the CEOs to come out tomorrow morning and call the fucking AFL and tell them that Nick Dacos is getting fucking grabbed. Did you see what's going on out there?
I seen it, bro. He was holding his hips. It was like he was trying to go missy him from behind.
Yeah, holding his hips, and then you got Petrarca holding his arm. They gave him 3 free kicks, which was fuck all, right? the whole game, they planned on taking Nick out of the game, right? So they achieved with one thing, holding Nick. Then they wanted to get Cosy Pickett loose, right? They achieved that. Cosy Pickett got fucking loose, right? And we're lucky we just won the game. We lost that game in the coach's box. Fly McRae should have put a cool on Pickett. Exactly what I said. I was watching Pickett and he was running free all fucking night. You can't do that. When finals are played, you can't play like that, mate. We're lucky to get the win. You can't play like that. Exactly what we spoke about happened. When you saw Cosby Pickett kicking goals and running around, what were you thinking about?
I'm gonna have to do a Manny. I'm gonna have to do a Manny Costo and watch the game back because I just want to see how he gets loose. And look, Manny, here's the thing.
How many goals did Pickett? How many goals did Pickett kick?
He kicked 2 or 3.
3 goals he kicked.
Look,
he's kicking a midfielder kicking 3 goals.
He played forward as well. He played forward
because it's not. But he kicked his goals from the midfield. The one off the ground that he kicked through, but doesn't matter. He was running free all fucking night. That could have cost us the game. That's the difference between top 2, right, and top 4, and going into state for a final. And also, Darcy Moore.
Hold on.
Darcy Moore's got a problem.
Cigar. 1 second. I've got to read this out. I have to read this out. Ben Zero, thanks for the 10 again. Makes me try. Defensively was typical Collingwood. Offensively a bit slow and down the line too often. Today still kept them to a beatable score. D's are still a solid side. Thank you, mate. Hey, Manny, I love you. Go.
That's true.
Careful. Watch the language. Just we got kids on as well. We got kids on as well. Just go a little bit.
They threw everything at us. Every plan they went with nearly worked, and we still just got over the top 1 point. But they threw everything at us. Darcy Moore's got a problem. He plays too high. I told you that a couple of weeks ago. Darcy Moore plays too high, and he gets caught in between the halfback, and then when the ball goes inside our back 50, he's never there. I want you to write down on a piece of paper now. Write it down. 5 minutes to the end of the 5 minutes from the end of the game. The game's on the line. The Demons have got the ball on the wing. Watch Darcy Moore at the bottom of the screen. Instead of being in the back 50, he's in the half-back line by himself, looking lost. Look, watch it back. They can do a video on it.
Of course. So I saw a lot of moments from Darcy Moore, and look, Manny, you know how Pies footy operates. We're not going to curb to the side the players who have look. It's a bit more. It's more disappointing with Darcy Moore because he's our captain as well. So I've got a video that I'll look into to talk about Darcy Moore. He look, you know how you said he gets caught up.
Yeah, but make sure you look.
He gets.
Make sure you look at what I told you.
Yeah.
The last 5 minutes of the game. Pause it on the last 5 minutes of the game, and when the Melbourne players got the ball on the wing, you see Darcy Moore by himself in the half-back line, lost, and the game's on the line.
Yeah, he gets. I know he gets sucked. He gets sucked into a contest. He gets sucked into a contest sometimes, and his players out the back. But anyhow, look, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it. Don't worry. I'll look after you. What have you got for the positive side? We get the win. You've highlighted that. What else have we got?
Positive side is you do not rest your power forwards. When your power forwards are fit, you play them. McStay, the game changer for us. If we didn't play McStay today, we probably don't win. You've got to play your players. Quaynor, good game, a little bit fumbly on the ground, a little bit fumbly with the ball, and dropped a couple marks. Good. Josh Dacos, kill off halfback. Dan Houston, good. A few nice kicks, especially the one inside 50. Pendlebury doesn't get old. Slide him up another year. Side bottom again. Ed Allen, he had a bit of a bad game tonight, but we'll give him a break.
Yeah, we'll give him.
And I said to you, Hazy, first goal for the season, buddy.
Opa. Look, the kids certainly felt the pressure today, like Ed Allen and Will Hayes, but this is experience, isn't it? It's experience,
He's too small. That's why. See how small? He's tiny. See how small he is?
It's experience built into the body. Even Ed Allen,
Yeah,
he's a
he'll
big
get there.
boy, but he just needs to put on a bit of muscle as well. Not that was his issue today.
Yeah, a bit fumbly, a bit panicky,
Yeah.
But they put it this way: they put full blown pressure on us. They wanted to make a statement on us. They wanted to make a statement tonight. You could see the pressure they put on us. As I said to you, they gave us everything. They gave this game everything they could possibly give with their tactics. They tried their tactics. They tried their pressure. They tried their hardest to beat us, and they still couldn't get the job done.
Did you hear about?
So we just take the
medal?
What? The Max Gorn medal?
Malacca, the Manny medal. Were you happy with Josh Dacos getting the votes, or would have you preferred like a Jeremy Howe?
Joshy, he got the best on ground, Joshy.
Malacca, did you
made one mistake?
Hold on. Did you hear what you should know this? What the Manny medal represents?
Yeah.
What were the 3 words? Do you remember?
You said greatness. You said greatness. You said I heard it. There was 3 things you said. I forgot what they were now.
Assertiveness, passion, and desire.
Yeah, exactly. I heard it there.
Are you giving that to Josh Dacos today, or are you giving it to Jeremy Howe? Just curious.
Josh Dacos, how saved our asses in defence. If it wasn't for Howe, we would have copped it.
So
that's what I'm saying. What's Darcy Moore doing? He's our captain. He's our key defender. What's he doing? And when he gets caught up the ground because he can't make it back in time, he's giving away free kicks in crucial moments. And then he's tapping the ball. There's a 1-on-1 in the goal square, and he taps the ball back inside play. He's got to screw his head on, mate. Do you remember that one he done?
I remember it all. I've got it all written down. Don't worry.
There's a play.
I remember.
Yeah, there's a play.
I remember.
Instead of spoiling the ball over the line, instead of spoiling the ball over the line, he's punching it back inside play. Yeah, anyways, I'm just pissed off because I'm pissed off because we know we're better than this. Some of the shit that we're doing, even Frampton, couple turnovers there when the game's on the line. They turnover in the back 50, he turned it over and they scored. You can't do that in finals, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Anyway, we've got to keep it rolling.
We've got the points. All right, we've got the points. We'll go to the break now, reset, get our players back, and launch for the second part of the season.
I dare. Thank you for jumping on.
All right, buddy.
Take care.
Oh, yeah.
Guys, in the Discord, who was next? Because there was a bunch of yous already in. I just want to make sure. If someone wants to speak up, let me know who was next, please. You guys are all muted. Kynan, sorry. Kynan, can you tell me who was next, brother? Was it you?
No. It was Mick or Ultimate, one of them two.
All right, done. Thank you. All right, we'll go Nick and then we'll go Ultimate. Nick, how you going?
Not bad. Can you hear me?
Not really. Can you fix your audio, please? Sounds like you're on a train. Nah, Nick, do me a favor. When you get home, jump back. Talk now? Nah. Nick, if you can hear me here, just when you get home, jump on and I'll get you back in. Greatness.
You there?
Yeah. How are you going? What did you see today?
Yep. Saw a game of footy. I mean, at the end of the day, we definitely got the 4 points, so I think that's the most important thing at the end of the day. You bank the wins. And yeah, I mean, I don't think we're too far away from prioritizing our health now, which, the closer we get to that, the better. So yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a, oh god, I'm just going blank. But yeah, no, I mean, obviously having the win is obviously good. A bit too close for my liking and stuff. I just felt like we were sort of yeah. In terms of like the game itself, I just thought that it was a little bit too scrappy for my liking. But at the end of the day, there are games where you just have to win ugly because winning games of football is always a good trait to have. So no matter if it's clean, ugly, or indifferent, a win's a win. So yeah, just having to bank the
What
form
did we
in
say before
and
me
move
and
on to
you,
next week.
before the game? We had a chat in the pre-game show. We said it could go either way. It could be a close scrap, which is what it ended up being, or a
Yeah,
game where we could have a crack. So it ended up being a
yeah,
scrap, and you
which
just take it.
yeah, and which you could even like see some of the players like a lot of them were um sort of like going into the buy like wanting to buy a bit. So yeah, it's a bit of the rust. Oh, sorry, not that rust, but the opposite. Uh, yeah, you just tell that we really like needed the rest. So so yeah, at the end of the day, there was no damage done. And yeah, we bank a few more wins, and then as I said, we can start to prioritize our health and not have too many injuries going to finals. And then if we can have a good run of say the last 4 weeks of the season going into finals, I feel like that's pretty much a perfect way to end the season. So and then we try and give ourselves the best chance of winning a flag that we can. So um, yeah. So I just feel like we're just obviously it's week by week, but we're setting ourselves up pretty well each week, and we're just getting closer and closer.
Okay. And what did you make of Isaac Quaynor's game?
I thought he was incredible, especially given that I think he's had a few seasons now where he's had some like rough starts. Like he always seems to start the season off rough every year. So I think this and around about this time of the year is like when he starts to build some form. So I feel like it's been no different to every other year he's had. So couldn't be happier with him. I know with there were some moments where he was sort of not completely clean, but I mean, at the end of the day, because it's a win, you sort of don't really worry about that because it's about what's our form going into finals and what's our form in what's it, round 12 at the moment. So and I don't know the stats from memory, but I'd imagine he had, I don't know, 20 disposals. I think he had somewhere between 8 to 10 marks. And just you can just tell his impact was, pretty amazing.
Yeah.
One player I would want to talk about though is Hoskin. That guy should not be sub ever again. Like the amount of impact that this guy had was incredible. Like I know he seems to have 15, 16 touches every week, but his 15, 16 touches are worth, I feel like at times like 30, 35 disposals for somebody else.
Mm.
Just the positioning, the way he like gets the contests, the way he just does the team thing, the selfless acts, like it's just incredible. Like he only had 5 disposals today. And like the fact that I'm even not putting him in like our top 5 best players, but the fact that he literally played a quarter and had 5 disposals, and I'm thinking he's one of our most important players. Definitely probably one of our best players in the fourth quarter for sure, because his impact was just incredible. But I think it just shows like how important Hoskin is, and like he just I don't think we should be subbing him anytime soon because I think it just shows with him out those first 3 quarters we just looked not lost, but you could tell when he was in there. But so when he was in there, we seemed like our run was like a lot better, and it was a lot like sort of smoother going down the ground like into our forward 50. And then when he took that what was it, that mark to like save the game and stuff, like there's not really many people in the competition that really do that just has such high IQ and not even just IQ, but just knows his positioning just to a T and just knows where to be, especially in the moments that matter. It's really actually incredible how he just knows where to be when it matters.
Yep. This is Hoskin Elliott. He comes in the last quarter, has a nice moment in the backline, starts in the backline, rolls forward, has a mark inside forward 50, sort of delays the game, provides another uncontested mark opportunity. So his wealth of experience was greatly needed in that last quarter. So you raise a really strong point there.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah. All right, greatness. I've got a bunch of people. I've got to keep it rolling. But once again, thanks for jumping on, mate. I appreciate it.
No, all good.
Thanks, mate. All right, guys. I'm gonna bring Nicholas in a sec, but first I want to bring in Nicole. She's jumped on a couple times and she's missed the opportunity. So we'll get her on and then we'll keep it rolling. Nicole, you're welcome to unmute.
Hi, how you going?
Good. How are you feeling?
Oh my gosh, my heart rate is still really high. Oh wow,
Yeah.
That was a close one.
It reminded us a bit like 2023, where every game was like that.
Oh yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Should be used to it by now, but no, I'm not.
Look,
yeah, close one.
was there anyone that, in your eyes, that you felt was really important, whether it be moments or throughout the whole game? What did you feel?
I mean, the main characters are always really important, like Side Bottom and Pendles and all that. But I come in a bit late, so I don't know if we actually spoke about how good Frampton was tonight. I actually was
first time.
really enjoying it.
Tell us.
Okay.
He was
I
great.
reckon he stood out really, really well tonight, and very proud of how he went. I think he was very solid down back.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really good to see.
He's always competitive and he doesn't like getting beaten. I don't know if you guys remember when Fritsch took a mark on him. I think it was Fritsch, and then he sort of gave him a little ear massage on the ground as well, which is why he got the 50-meter penalty. But he really takes great pride in not losing as many contests as possible.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I saw that. I actually call Fritsch blow dryer. He looks like he's had a bit of a blow dryer stuck on his head.
It's pretty slick, isn't it? It doesn't move all game. His hair's still perfect after the final siren.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. He's a bit selfish though, isn't he? Sometimes he doesn't. I notice sometimes he takes the shot on where maybe he should just give it off.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. I've noticed that.
Yeah.
I like how we're at the end. It was a little bit frustrating because we're sort of chipping around, and I thought we could have got a goal here or there, but it was a bit scary. I felt like Ned Long could have probably got a goal if he had maybe ran in and backed himself and got a second goal at one point too. But he did really well as like always. So
yeah, he was good. I think you're talking about that moment in the quarter where he was pretty much. He looked for a passing option, then he decided, no, I'm going to have the shot here. And I think he had a bit more space to run into. Is that the one you're talking about?
yeah, that one. Yep.
Yep.
But he still did well. So I'm stoked that we got the 4 points, and we can walk away with them and learn from this. And I think we're gonna get all the way this year. I can just see it. I'm calling it already.
Yeah. Yeah. Good time to head into the bye as well. You notice. I think someone said in the chat. I think it was PR or someone mentioned that this week was a bit lackluster in some performances. I think it's just the weather. It's going to be like this moving forward, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And like we didn't walk away with any major injuries or anything. So in the wet, so that's a win as well.
Yeah,
definitely.
Were you at the game in the cold conditions?
No, actually, I was supposed to go, but my friend got COVID, so I just stayed home and watched it.
Fair enough.
Still jumped around the lounge room and all that. So
all the madness at home.
Oh yeah, a few swear words and jumping around and defibrillators.
We're going to need to install some around all our households at some point. If we've been fortunate this year to not experience too many heartache games and heart in your mouth moments. But that one sort of just threw it back to me in my mind about 24, 23 and 22.
Oh, yeah. If we can get through that, then we can get through anything.
Yeah.
Especially the grand final.
And fond memories, but still a lot of heartache. Goodness gracious.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Well, thank you for having me up.
No, appreciate it. Jump on whenever you want. We're kind most of the time, unless Manny's had a shocker.
I love Manny. I think he's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
He cracks me up.
yeah, he's much loved across the community. So that's good. Thanks for jumping on, Nicole. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
No worries.
Appreciate it. Talk soon.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. All right, Nicholas, take 2.
Hello, can you hear me this time?
Yeah, we'll try. Let's try. How did you go? Were you at the game?
Yeah, I was at the game. I was at the game, and at the pre-game show, I heard what Manny had to say.
Yep.
And as soon as Pickett got off, I was like, oh, I'm not too sure he's gonna be happy about this one.
Yeah, one of those ones. One of those ones. Are you on the train now?
But nah, Jam. Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, I am.
What was the mood at the game, Nick? In the crowd?
Well, it was not. It was not too. It was not too bad. Peter Dacos was dressed up as the Joker. Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger Joker.
Yeah.
So it was great to see Peter before the game. So that was fantastic. And yeah, the Magpie army was very loud. And Jeremy Howe was absolutely fantastic.
Outstanding.
I was hoping you would have put Jeremy Howe a lot more earlier on, because that was the first person I was going to vote for back then. But in the end, I had to choose Josh because Jeremy Howe wasn't there.
Oh no, Jeremy Howe was there. We wanted him for the 3, but he didn't
Was
quite
he?
get. Well, because he was in it because he was in the 2 votes and he got selected. He wasn't put in the 3 vote option.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I did not really notice that.
No, you're good. I've just got another donation from Ben in the chat. I have a question for you, Nick, based on this. Ben, thanks for the donation.
Mm-hmm.
How was Stephen May's disrespectful lip to his captain at the end of the game? What a tool. Gawn wasn't having it either. Wouldn't see that at the Pies. Thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. About that. You're never meant to speak like that to your captain. And no, I cannot believe what Stephen May said back in 2023. And as soon as you see him give away I don't know who gave away that 54 Will Hayes, but I was assuming it was Matt. I was assuming it was Matt. And I was like, yeah, couple of that, you little fucker, you know.
It's just not the look. Like, yeah, Max Gawn. It was a complete and utter blunder, but I mean, it's happened. It's gone. It's your captain. He's made a mistake, which he makes very few of. You don't walk up to him while the cameras are still on and rub the salt in the wounds, do you?
No. What do you think the consequences at the club for having to be very undisciplined and have a go at your captain? What do you think the consequences for that would be? I'm pretty sure it'll be more than just being sent into the VFL.
Nah, look, by the same token, Nicholas, it's not a good look, but at the end of the day, that is Stephen May in a nutshell. He wears his heart on his sleeve. I think everybody at the club knows how Stephen May operates. I'm not excusing him for his, and we don't, to be honest, as a Collingwood fan, we don't really care too much what goes on outside the 4 walls, but in my eyes, there won't be any disciplinary action, I don't think. I just think that's Stephen May. It's not on, but that's him.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What else have you got for me?
I'll pass it on to everybody else.
Yeah, you have anything else you want to add?
We're going into the bye. Hopefully, we get Maynard and all the other wounded players back, and hopefully, and just prepare. Just like you said, last year, there'll probably be a lot more closer games, in the horizon. So, so everyone just get a crap load of Valium, just in case when you go to the G, and just prepare for the worst.
That's it. All right. Thanks, Nicholas. Thanks for jumping on.
All right. Have a nice one.
Cheers. Guys, let me know in the Discord. I'll unmute. Who was next? Is Mick? I'll unmute you, Mick. Were you next, Mick?
So, man.
What's going on?
How are you, pal?
Long time no talk, mate. I've missed your voice.
Yeah, man. I've been in sunny Thailand for 10 days, so good to get back into Australia this morning and have a bit of a sleep and then watch this game. But I'll tell you what, it's not one of the games I'll be rewatching. Can't wait to rewatch the Hawthorn game actually, because that was a great game. But yeah, with this game, it was just your typical bank the win type of game. We weren't at our best, and I'll tell you what, even our structures, like we still played to our structure, and we played fucking shit, and we still won, man. So that tells you a lot. Just that, yeah. We were down a lot, like, you know, we just kept bombing it forward, and they just kept taking intercept mark after intercept mark. I was expecting more from McStay and Checkers to get that ball to the ground. But having said that, McStay, man, his first game back, and he kicked 2 goals, and like he took that very crucial contested mark that got us a bit of breathing space there. But the boys can rest now, sit back, have a bit of a rest, go hard, because we've got I don't know who we got after this. St Kilda next. Yeah, man, I'm not going to rewatch this game. Really can't wait to watch that Hawthorn game, because when I got to Thailand last Friday, man, I just managed to catch the game. It was just unbelievable. Just straight off the plane, straight into the cab, straight to the resort, and I had like half an hour to go to try and catch the game. And like in the foyer of the resort, there's about 3 or 4 guys with Collingwood regalia, and I'm like, fuck, how good's this? And I'm like, where are you watching the game, fellas?
Far and
so
wide.
I got to catch the game, and I missed the first 5 minutes, but yeah, I caught it, and that was our best performance. So I'll be rewatching that one later on today.
You know, mentioning the Hawthorn game, my fascination with how do you keep the Collingwood squad, the boys, how do you keep them up on a week-to-week basis when you go from, for example, right, you go from the Hawthorn game, right, which is arguably one of their biggest game of the year on a Friday night. It's a blockbuster clash. They're up and about. We're up and about. Okay, yes, the occasion lifts you, but then you've got to back it up 10 days later against another side who penciled this game in their calendar from the start of the year when the fixtures are released. So you come up against a Melbourne side who are G'd up for this. I'm not saying Collingwood aren't, but how do you, because you do become acclimatized to it, and it become, you know, you play beyond the novelty of playing in front of big crowds to a certain extent. So my fascination with that is how do they keep these guys up and about for these games week in, week out?
Yeah, it is fascinating, and that's all part of playing for Collingwood. We have to be up every week. Yeah,
yep.
Every team's playing their grand final against us. So you play for Collingwood, you know, and it's good for a young player to get that exposure early in their career, because by the time they're in their mid-20s, they're just a veteran of playing in one of these massive crowds with these massive games. And that's just normal for us, yeah. We don't, we never play with less than 40,000, I reckon. Just look, we did well, man. Considering the conditions, look, that was hard to play footy in those conditions, man, and we did enough, you know. I was expecting in that third quarter to. I thought we're just going to, all right, here we go. We're going to fucking kill them from now, yeah? We're going to have these scintillating handball chains through the middle and win by about 30 or 40, but it wasn't to be. But having said that, when the how good were we near the end, yeah? We played like we did in 2023 when the close games, yeah? We just really controlled it. And they were the ones making those stupid schoolboy errors because they needed to do it, yeah? Like gone right at the end. Unfortunate for him, but he took the risky option because they had to, and we put him in a position where they had to take the risky option. They couldn't play the percentages; they had to go with the risk. And our, that the fly trap tactic that we've got, even when we're playing shit, we can apply it, and it came good for us again. Jeremy Howe was immense. As I said, man, it was a bank the wins game, and it's great to come back to this. Fuck now, I 10 days of 30 degrees, and I'll come back to this.
Cold,
dead, man.
Very cold, very cold. But you get the win penciled in. There's going to be more ugly games from where that came from, especially as we enter the month of July. Take the bye, take the win, take 11-2. I'm hearing De Goey, I'm hearing Maynard post-bye, so that's onwards and upwards from there.
Maynard will be a massive hit. We could have done with fit Maynard today.
100%.
I'm waiting for you to say, mate. I'm waiting for you to say we missed Lipinski's running patterns today.
You know, probably wasn't his type of game, but when you rewatch Hawthorn, he was exceptional until the moment he got concussed, unfortunately.
No, he was good last week.
Yeah.
And he'll probably come straight back in. Look, he's much maligned. But I could see either. I don't want him to drop Ed Allen. He lowered his colours today, but I reckon it'd be good to see Ed Allen just keep his spot in the team for the next few weeks. And even Will Hayes, man, he is a typical second gamer, but he did some nice things too, man. Like, you could tell he knows our game plan. Yeah, It's just the execution, but he's going to be all right. He's going to be all right, Will Hayes.
Yeah. Be interesting if he posts by how we go for selection with Will Hayes. I don't foresee him staying in the side. Look, the pace of the game at AFL level, particularly in a game like today where it was just really tight and Melbourne got on top of us in the contest, I think the pace was a bit fast for him, but that's all part of it in the development.
Yeah. And someone said about Hoskin Elliott, he's another much maligned player for mine, but at the same time, he came on as sub and everything he did was perfect. Yep. He did all the right things, helped out in defence, was an option up forward, made the good decisions, and was probably the reason we won, to be honest. So Hoskin Elliott probably deserves a start in 2 weeks.
He was very impressive.
But up the pies, man.
Up the pies, brother. Good to have you back.
Yeah. No worries, pal. I'm back now, mate.
All right. See you soon. Take care.
No worries, man. You have a good one, okay?
Bye-bye.
Catch ya.
All right. I think next was Kev, and then Boomer, and then Dropkicking Godzilla, and then Matthew J. I'm pretty sure that's the rest of the lineup. Kev.
Hey, Anthony, how are you, mate?
Mate, what's going on?
Pretty stressful game. Kicking straight to Gorn.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I thought a few times when we did transfer the footy and we switched a lot, that's what got our marks inside 50, but we just kicked it straight to him, May as well. It felt like we were scared to really switch, like in the corridors, or switch to half back and try and take the game on a little bit more. But certainly you take the win. But yeah, it definitely felt like it was a type of game where you could tell that we were just bombing straight to Gorn and May and Levi. It's just like, well, we can't afford just to keep doing that as well. I thought we needed to either hit up the short option or just or transfer the footy out and therefore get the running game going. Because when we were running, we looked dangerous and we scored from it. When we got held up, that's where Melbourne started to get on top and we'll kick straight to them.
Yeah, and Look, yeah, we bombed it long, but I thought May and Lever were certainly exceptional in some genuine one-on-one contests as well. Look, that's a reason why they were a premiership team. They do that like it's like it's eating breakfast. That's how easy it is for them when they're playing at their best, and they brought that today. They brought their best fight.
Yeah, 100% they did. But no, and I thought Josh Jacobs played really well today. Deserved the medal. IQ played well. Thought Frampton played well, even though he turned the footy over a little bit. But yeah, there's definitely a few of our players that played well and actually got the job done and played their role really well. But yeah, Darcy Moore, mate, cost us a goal or two a little bit today, I thought.
Just quietly.
Yeah. If you're going to punch it through for a point or something.
Yeah. He'll be someone we'll need a highlight and just chat about. It's not all sunshine and lollipops here, is it?
No, it's not. But I guess as a captain, like if you're going to impact the play, make sure you kill the contest, or otherwise it's Melbourne are going to kick goals out of it. But I thought one of Pickett's goal, that was a really good goal. It was lucky, but it was a really good goal, I thought. So yeah, but yeah, to see Long kick a goal, McStay kicking a couple as well, and that mark that he took directly in front to put us back in front, that was huge. So yeah, nothing more you can say about that. It was just a great kick to him and was able to take a mark and go back and kick the crucial goals as well.
Take the win and move, hey Kev?
Yeah, that's it. That's what you got to do.
That's it.
St Kilda and West Coast, I believe, the next 2 weeks at Marvel. So we'll beat West Coast, but we might beat St Kilda, I think. But that all depends on how we turn up.
2 games at Marvel, aren't they? Are they both at Marvel on a Saturday night?
Yes, it is, and it's our home game.
Gee whiz. That pains me.
It does. But I don't mind Marvel. It's annoying trying to get to the station compared to the MCG. So, yeah.
It is what it is. I guess we're going to have to front up and do the dance at Marvel.
Yeah, we do.
Great.
All right, well, I'll let you go so you can get other people on and go the Mighty Pies, huh?
Appreciate you, Kev. Take care, brother. Get home safe.
Yeah, you too, mate. Bye.
See ya. All right. Kynan.
Hello, my friend.
Here he is. What's going on?
Bro, that game was a hard watch, man. It was rough.
We'll due for one, weren't we, though?
We were due for a roughie, for sure. Bro, just I don't know if it was wet in Melbourne today? Because I know it was fucking wet down here.
Yeah, it was wet. She was a wet one.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, we weren't clean, just bombing it down the line, and we knew it wasn't working, but we kept doing it. Yeah, it was rough, but we still got the win. But fuck, man, that's probably the angriest I've been all year with the team. Just watching them, it was rough. It was rough. That's all.
Yeah, it's certainly one we want to watch back, but it's like you said,
sure.
Get the win.
Yeah, I noticed a few things. We were holding onto the ball way too long.
In open play or like possessing the ball?
No, in the clearance, we would get the clearance, but then we would hold onto the ball for too long and turn it over.
Right. I'll have to watch that back. Kynan? Hello? We've lost the great man. We've lost him. Boomer.
Yes, well, you get on the train, I suppose, you expect your phones to cut out, but that's one of those things. What do you think, this is the 21st century or something? The cheese platter peasants, mate. They got half a metre of snow. It's fucking Hotham over the weekend. Maybe the Melbourne gang should have just gone up there. I've got to say, I've been watching the chat, guys. Are you all really that glass half empty? Get a fucking jumper on, go out there and you try and play football in this game, and you're going to shut your fucking trap real quick. That was a hard watch because it was a hard game, man. All those guys, they fucking tried hard. They make the right decisions. And I'm just, these fucking armchair critics that were home on their heaters, even watching the games hard yakka in this thing, I hate winter. And I reckon the players do too, but it's better than playing in summer. So, yeah, Josh Dacos, mate, like, I didn't even know this, but they said, Jeremy Howe's had 14 and Josh Dacos has had 24. And I thought, there you go. They've been putting too much work into Nick. They haven't realised that Kendall's our fucking Maserati is, he got, a shit ton, as did Sidey. They concentrate on the wrong players. They were so busy on knocking Nick off his game that they let us win. They outplayed us for probably half the game, or first half of the game, I reckon, yet we were in front. So what the fuck? What gives there?
Yeah, look, tough conditions. That's where my mind sort of wanders off to immediately. Tough game, get the win. They brought the heat. They killed us in the contest. That's something we'll need to address because that is finals footy personified, and we're going to need to, just get back to what we know and where we've been thriving. And it's one of those games where you mentally maybe jot it down, or you treat it when it comes to looking back at the game and providing feedback to the team. Maybe you haven't enough moments in there that warranted a loss, so that way we have a great sample size of moments to look back at to see where we could do better moving forward.
Yeah. The other thing too, like that sort of game is a funny one, but I just got to say, I think Rocco's in the chat. I got to ask a Carlton supporter a question. Hey mate, I'm making a curry and I need a wooden spoon. I hear you got about 5 or 6. Can you lend me one?
Oh,
anyway.
There it is.
So anyway, yeah. Look, the thing is too, we were going to stay on top of the ladder even if we lost the game. So you can't say that. I mean, you got to be thinking, well, that doesn't give the coaching staff much to work with, does it? But Melbourne needed to win this to stay in touch with the 8, and yet they threw their best at us, and that probably was their best. Fritsch is a selfish smartass, doesn't know when to pass it off. He thinks he's Bobby Hill, but he's not. Who was that, Melsham or someone? The dude who got a couple of...
He was good.
They just kicked enough to... Yeah. So all in all, like you say, get out of there with the 4 points. We're going to win some ugly. And the thing is, we're going to lose 3 or 4 before the end of the game. But, I mean, we don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. We still got the best team in the comp right now. We just need to keep it up till the end of the year. I'm not going to call the flag, though, because in finals, anything can happen. 3 injuries and you're strange. But Darcy Moore, mate, I've really got concerns about him. There's something not right in his head. And that's a shame because he's a much better player than what he's doing out there. I don't know how they get that out of him. What are your thoughts?
It's almost embedded into his game, the ability to, or the inability just to make some critical decisions in big moments. That's the biggest thing for me. Yeah, that he does things well. He had some good moments, but I think just the critical blunders, indecision, lack of execution, panicking, it's an issue. Obviously, you ask Fly or anyone else in within the 4 walls, they're going to back him till the cows come home. But I think it's fair enough if we have a conversation like that about him. No?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. We didn't notice, but I noticed it a bit later. I'm going to watch it back and make sure I'm right. But I'm going to go out on a limb and say, it seemed to glove him when he was out on the wing. It's only when he's back within goal-kicking range, he seems to get all jittery like, if I fuck up, I'm going to turn one over here. That's because right. I remember him taking 3 or 4 grabs over near the AFL logo when we were pressing forward. Did you see that too, or is it just me kind of tripping a bit?
It's a very good observation. I mean, it makes sense, right? If you're defending from your front half, you're not concerned that if you were to make an error, it could result in a direct goal. Whereas if you're closer to goal, you're a lot more anxious about the decision you need to make. So that's natural. Yeah,
and IQ, I've got to say, he's really turning his shit around now. couple of times I saw him get thrown away from the ball during coming up to this game. And then today, what did he get? 20-something. I still can't believe that. Did he get 20-plus possession IQ?
Yeah, 25.
Whoa, that's big for the position he plays. That's real big.
Yep.
So, I mean, I didn't see them all. That's the thing with this game. You look up stats and you think, fuck, how did Josh Dacos get 30-plus? I didn't see him get 30-plus, but he did because it's in the stat sheet. So, yeah, but just getting the 4 points. And Melbourne played their best, and their best ain't going to cut it this year, mate. They're a few years off a flag. So I tell you what, that's probably about me for my time. The cheese platter peasants are going to head up for the snow now, and I actually tipped fucking Goodwin to not be working there by this time of the year, so I got that wrong. I expected Vossi and Goodwin to be having, what do you call them, brandy chateau at a chalet up in Hotham. Yeah. Anyway, mate, cheers, peace out, and go Pies, and we got another fucking 10 weeks of this, so we got some defibrillator games coming soon. Get out those defibs, guys.
Cheers, Boomer.
We got some close ones coming. See you guys. Cheers and peace out. Go Pies.
Go Pies. Kynan. Hold on one sec, sorry. He's back.
Yeah, sorry, my Wi-Fi just randomly cut out there.
Bloody Adelaide.
Strange.
Bloody Adelaide.
Yeah, tell me about it. It's fucking like a monsoon over here, man.
Bloody hell.
Where did I get cut off? I don't know when.
Me neither. I got early onset, bro. Early onset dementia.
Where did I like stop talking? Like what was I up to?
Mate, fuck, you're asking the wrong person, brother. Think of something else. Think of something else.
Alright, Ed Allen had a bit of a roughie.
Yeah.
But he still played decent, I would say. He did what he needed to. But he definitely, compared to last week, definitely was worse.
I think to put it bluntly, he had a bad, well below average game, but the caveat is he's young, he's going to have those games, and he's just got it builds him as a player.
Yeah, for sure. Same with Will Hayes. He's 19. Of course, he's not going to have the experience to know basically anything at AFL level. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you can cut him a bit of slack for sure.
Yeah, they're all just downloading the data right now. That's what they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. Got his first goal, though, so that's good.
Huge.
Happy about that. Yeah, that was good. I called it, bro. If it was wet, go Coxie.
Nah, come on.
Nah, I did. Remember? I did.
McStay,
I said if it was wet, go Coxie.
McStay kicked his goals.
No, McStay did well. I'm just saying I feel like we could have used Coxie there, for sure.
I beg to differ, but that's okay.
That's all right. I didn't say anyone did bad. I just think I would have preferred Coxie in the team there.
Hey, mate, the floor is yours, brother. You got to say what you got to say.
Nah, for sure. I mean, like, putting it this way, like, Coxie historically plays well against Gawn. Like,
yeah.
Like, and having someone that can beat Gawn in the tap out is always going to help your center clearances.
Yeah. Yeah, look,
and Coxie can do that.
We got dominated there, and you know what? I was on your side early in the week if they weren't going to go with McStay, and it was wet, so I thought, okay, maybe that cancels out Cox, because here's the thing, right? You play Cox in the wet weather, yes, he's going to do a job in the ruck, but you can't ask Coxie to play forward in this weather. No way.
Even if he just gets it to ground, though.
Suppose so.
Because they run super tall back line. They got May. They got I only know May because I hate him. I don't know the rest of them. But like they have a super tall back line, and we went super tall forward line. So we went for contested marks in a wet weather game. So it was. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. If it was me, I probably would have just rested McStay and put Coxie in, but we still won. All good.
Take it and run, brother.
All good.
Take it and
all
run.
Good. Yeah, absolutely. Bobby Hill, he played pretty good. I rate it.
Did his job.
I rate it. I feel like that was a goal personally, because I think the paddedness of the pole is bullshit.
Yeah.
That ball is clearly behind the line. that's
Even
a
the
goal.
flag,
But
even
because
the flag that they have that they wave for the scores.
literally, it's dumb. I hate how they count the pad as the post. That's stupid. It shouldn't count like that.
Yeah.
That's dumb, in my opinion. Anyway,
Need better technology.
Yeah, literally. Why do we have cameras that are shooting at like 5 FPS? Like, have you seen the soccer cams, like the VAR system?
Yeah, bro.
Bro,
Next
they're
level.
crazy. They're crazy.
Next level.
Yeah, it's mental. Like, better cameras. We need that. Another standout, I would say, bro, side bottom. Does he age?
Class.
Does he age?
Classy.
Bro, he's so clean.
He's the man.
He's I don't know. He's just someone you can count on to get you through a hard time, and he will always get you through it.
Yeah, him, Pendlebury in that fourth quarter, huge.
Bo McQuarrie's form is getting better by the week, man.
Yeah. Good goal from 50, 55.
That was beautiful, mate.
Yeah.
I was sitting there and I was like, Bo could have a shot from there. He goes to have a shot from there and he gets it.
Hats off.
Fair dinkum.
Hats off, dude.
Fair dinkum. Bro,
got the range.
he's just getting better. And the more he plays that role that he's playing now, bro, he's a gun. And he's real young, isn't he? He's only like 22 or 23, isn't he?
Yeah, 24, I believe, by McCreary.
24. Yeah. Yeah, so he's not old either. So,
No.
mate, I would be investing in him for the future.
For sure.
Yeah, you don't want to let him go. And next game against Saints, meaning we don't have a game next week, so I think the bye will be good. Help us reset, because today, if we keep playing like that the rest of the year, we're cooked.
Yeah, we'll call it a glitch in the matrix.
Yeah, I reckon it is. Have a week, reset, maybe review the match, see where we were going wrong, fix those problems, go back to the way we were playing.
Yep.
And then, hey, have the full system ready to go, basically, when against the Saints.
Yes, sir.
Besides Schultz, but that would be it.
Yeah.
And I reckon. So, yeah, but basically full squad next game. So that'll be the first time since round 1?
Yeah. We're humming in the right direction, bro. That's for sure.
Absolutely. I'm getting keen. The later we get in the year, the more I'm getting excited.
It's coming, bro. It's coming.
Hopefully. Big 17, baby.
Yes, sir.
That's what we want to see.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to pass it off to old Matthew here because I got some dinner here and I'm bloody starving.
Eat up, son. Eat up. Thanks for jumping on.
Easy. Go Pies, boys. Go Pies.
See you, mate. All right. Last but not least, Matthew.
Hey, Anthony.
Hey, mate. How you going?
It's Luke 2343 here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, right. How you going? Why are you operating under an alias?
No, Luke's my YouTube channel.
Ah.
My name's Matthew.
Oh, there you go. I'll keep that in mind next time. How you going anyways?
I answered to anything, mate.
Yeah. You're right. What's going on?
Yeah, mate. You can see why Maynard is so important to us, because, like, we've got to look after Nick Dacos.
Yeah.
Like, he was getting bashed from pillar to post. Do you know the only bloke I saw stick up for him all day was Bobby Hill?
It's weird.
Smallest guy on the ground.
Funny
Did you notice that? No one was. They should be smashing into him.
Well, Fly said in a couple of press conferences, Matthew, that they're going to have some plans to look after Nick Dacos. Obviously, playing him forward is one of them. But you definitely would have liked to have seen more moments, even just passing moments where someone just checks Langdon off ball, just enough not to give away a free kick, but hey, let him know you're not going to pick on our goat.
Yeah, so I think a solution to that is you bring up a half forward after the centre square bounce. If Nick's still playing on the ball, you get an extra half forward up at the stoppage, and they just man up on Langdon. So you got 2 in him, and so that you got an extra midfielder, or you're bashing into Langdon and clearing a path for Nick.
Yeah,
that's one thing you could do, because he's not a forward. Nick Dacos, he's a clever player, but he's not a natural forward. The other thing you can do is put him back to the half-back line.
like it's harder to tag someone when they're playing half back. So maybe that's something I thought they could have done.
Yeah,
But come on, boys, we've got to stick up for him.
Yeah, we've got to figure that out. I do feel like he's finding a bit more footy in the back half, particularly last week against Hawthorn. But there was only a couple moments where he did roam in the back half, which I do like that because that's what he did so well in 2023. Maybe Fly and the coaching panel don't love having him in the back half because they want him doing damage in the front forward of centre. But it'll be interesting to see how it all pans out because it's some weeks it doesn't work, some weeks it definitely weighs on him. It's an interesting watch, that's for sure.
I would, if they did that, I would just do a straight swap for Josh Dacos. Put Josh Dacos on the ball, let Nick have a go across half back because that was a pretty effective tag they had. And yeah, he's not going to do any damage if he's getting tagged like that in the middle of the ground. So maybe put him half back. Try that.
Yeah, interesting. Just quickly, Nicole, thanks for joining the Champ Eye membership. I appreciate your support, and it was great to have you on. So thanks for that. Thank you. What else have you got for me, Matthew?
So what I'd say is we got brought back to 2022, 2023 levels where we're scrapping to win the game.
Yeah.
And I think we won ugly, and we'll take it. We'll put it into the bank. We'll go into the bye. But when things aren't broke, don't fix it. No need to be fixed. So going back a few weeks ago, our back line without Moore in it was humming, absolutely humming. But we've got to bring him back because it's Darcy and he's our captain. And we've been shaky ever since. Same thing with the forward line. Now, I don't want to – Dan McStay, I was really happy with his game. He kicked a couple of goals. He did his job. But the forward line was doing so well. Where was Jamie Elliott today? So they went from heaps of space in the forward line, perfect for Jamie Elliott. That's why he's been doing so well. Bring in McStay, and all of a sudden, what was their game plan? Oh, we'll just bomb it. Oh, we've got Dan McStay down there. We'll just bomb it down there. So I just think if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So after the bye, we're going to try and go back to that, try and keep an open forward line. And if McStay's in the team, he's a true centre-half back, roaming around near the top of the square and clear it out for Jamie and Bobby like we were doing. But they're trying things. We still won. We won ugly. But, I think you go back to when our forward line and our back line was just humming 5 or 6 weeks back. Now it's gone back. We're a bit shaky behind. We're bombing in forward. Hopefully they can reevaluate and go back to what we were doing so good a few weeks ago. That's what I would say.
Really good observations. And they're challenging questions. I mean, the Darcy Moore one is something where I can definitely see. Obviously, look, between you and I, we know they're not going to drop him.
No, they're not.
They're not. They're going to. Yeah, it is. Look, it is what it is. We can only hope that he finds some form. He hasn't been horrible this year, but it's just those moments in the D50 where he just panics. And to the McStay one, I didn't think about that. And watching the game, was it the conditions? Was it Elliott adjusting to life with McStay back in the side? We can sort of rest on that for a bit and see what happens in the next few games, and then we'll have a good judgment. But obviously, we know what we know with Darcy Moore right now.
Yeah, he just has to stick up. I know Manny's saying he's too high, but when Darcy's deep, it's nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
So what do you do? But I'll tell you what are we, 11-2?
Pretty good, mate. Pretty fucking good.
Yeah, you're going to take that. You're going to take that any day of the year.
Yeah.
But let's go back to beating teams by 40 points instead of 1 point.
Yeah, like you said, flashback to 22, 23. Hey, if that is our baseline, then
yeah.
I mean, it's not the worst case because what we did learn today is we still have that gene in our system that if it does turn to if it's an ugly game like today, we can rely on. It's so clear. Like in that last quarter, you see the experience take over. Pendlebury side bottom, slowing down the game. Hoskin Elliott comes in, has some good moments, intercept mark, slows down the game. We know we can trust that if we need to resort to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, if our worst is winning a game by a point, then you'll take that any day of the year. Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
But, you know what I'll say? If we can just talk about another team.
Yeah.
this is how far ahead of the rest I reckon we are. Did you see the end of the Brisbane Adelaide game?
Yes. Are you going to refer to Adelaide or Brisbane in this case?
Now I'm going to refer to Brisbane absolutely bottling that.
Yeah.
Where all they did constantly was panic and just bomb it long. If that's Collingwood, we're finding a target. We're gonna win that game. But Brisbane just had zero composure at the end.
Yep.
They should have won that. They should have won that.
And
Collingwood gets that game won.
For sure. Yeah, for sure. It's we've seen it time and time again. And to add to that, I think on the other side of the story there with Adelaide, they were exceptional in that first half of the fourth quarter, but they really shut down themselves in that second half as well and gave Brisbane chances to try and convert on the scoreboard. So these are the observations we make watching other sides, and that's why we're so grateful to support a club that has the clutch moments down pat at the moment.
Yep.
And that's all I got for you. You got anything for me?
That's all. No, that's all I've got. Happy to win. We won ugly, and if that's our worst, then gotta be happy.
We keep it rolling, my friend.
All right. Cheers, mate.
Thanks for jumping on. Take care.
Go Pies.
Enjoy the nice weather in Thailand.
I will.
All right. See you, mate.
See ya.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the post-game show. Thank you all for sticking around. We get the win. Let's keep it rolling. Go into the bye. Let's enjoy some time off if that's possible. I would love to see a game next week, but it is what it is. And we'll see you guys. There'll be plenty of content